for a second. Okay, this is the Fenty Skin Rich Peptide Eye Cream. I don't even know if like any of this stuff works because I don't use it consistently. But anyways, I am getting ready to go out and run some errands. And I haven't worn makeup in, I don't want to say like, maybe like a couple days. But not with my new hair because I just did my hair. And I should have did a hair tutorial. But, oh no. And now it's funny because I haven't even like recorded me doing my makeup in forever too. So I feel like I'd be forgetting what to do sometimes. I wish my vanity was in a better spot with natural lighting because I can see better. I wonder if I would get copyrighted if I play music. You know, because then it's like I wouldn't get credit for the watch time and whatnot. I don't know. But we'll see how this turns out because I don't know. I be feeling like I lost my makeup skills low key when I don't do it for a while. And I also need to get some more, like a different color concealer because I be thinking this one is too dark. Should I get my selfie light? I don't even know where it is actually, or if it's even charged. It is charged. Because this lighting ain't working that well. And I feel I've definitely gotten way lighter too since I've been inside, bro. Like I promise, like I'm brown skinned for real. Like why do I look so light? I hate wintertime. It like drains the life out of me. And I'm like, damn, I really gotta be this pale during Black History Month? Crazy. I do want to play music, but I'm not trying to. I don't know if I get copyrighted for playing music. Do I? No clue. Because I know I'll get a copyright if it's in like a regular video, but I don't know about like a live. But what's up? How's everybody's day so far? And watch nobody answer the question. And I was gonna go live on TikTok too, because I haven't been live on TikTok in fucking months, or like maybe even a year. And like every time I do my makeup, like for real, to actually leave my house, it be turning out like shit, you know? But when I do it at like 3 a.m. and I have nowhere to go, it actually be looking good. Like, what the hell is this, bro? It's like, I be feeling like I'm not good at makeup anymore. And my prime is over. But it's like they're sisters, not twins. I don't know. I feel like my brows have always been weird shapes in general, especially when I shave them like really thin. But that's it. We'll call it a day. And then whole time I'm only going to like 2 places for real. But that's why I need more what's it called? Girls following me, because we could talk about makeup and stuff. But I don't even know how much men follow me, because I know people follow me from my shorts, but it's like it's always like a random demographic of people. And I think like some of my views is from like United States, but then it's also from like India or something. Okay. Let's see if this base turns out good, because this is $50 primer I'm using. This is the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas Primer. Literally the most expensive primer I've ever bought, because I used to have this, the Jelly Pop primer. How much do I charge for what? What are you asking for? Damn. I wish the last people I had on here, because last time I went live like 3 times in a row, because I had to keep ending it. But I was having good conversation, so if y'all didn't watch the last live, you should. I'm mad about how light I am right now, and then the thing is, like, my face is light, but then like my neck is brown, and then that's why I hate like when I have to do my makeup. It's like that shit don't be matching, and like I know that's why I need like a winter shade and a summer shade. But I don't even be wearing makeup that much to be buying like 2 different shades of foundation. Okay. Also, don't judge my routine. I'm not a professional makeup artist in any form. See, like, why is it looking like my concealer shade? It should be my foundation shade. That's just weird, bro. And I need to start watching lives more on YouTube, because I feel like I'd be watching lives on TikTok sometimes, but even not really. But on YouTube, I know people be going live, so I need to start supporting people in here too. What am I doing? Why does it look like that? Why? It probably looks good to y'all, but not to me. Hi. Can I click? I can't even click profile pictures on here. Because on TikTok, I can like, you can click the profiles of people so you can see who they are when they're watching. Because I can't even like subscribe to people if I wanted to subscribe to my viewers. That's trash. But I gotta go to the bank. To cash a check. And then I gotta go to Walmart, because I gotta look for picture frames, because I'm in the era where I'm like decorating my room right now, because I'm gonna be living here for who knows how long, because I'm not gonna move out anytime soon, you know, because at this point it's like I might as well just save as much money as I can before my parents die, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, well, I mean, technically I just got out of bed. I'm on like a weird sleep schedule right now to where I'm like going to sleep at like 5 a.m. and then I'm waking up at 5 p.m. That's my sleep schedule currently. Don't judge me, bro. I can't do eyeliner to save my damn life. And you would think I would have learned by now to do it without the tape, but I can't. I'm not that skilled, unfortunately. And then I'll never know if it's like a I can't I'll never know if it's like a good angle or not, because I feel like my face is lopsided, low key. Like, you know how people say like if you sleep on one side of your face, it ends up being lopsided. That's how I feel. You wake up at 4:30 for work. Couldn't be me. Like I used to do that when I used to work at Aldi. I would wake up at like 3 or something and then go home at like 1. And then that was like the first time I ever worked like low key like overnight schedule, because technically I think I was working like 5 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 1. Yeah, I was working like 5 a.m. to 1 or so, like something. Yeah, so I was waking up at like 4 a.m. to be doing like stocking at Aldi. And I know that's not really like overnight, because technically overnight probably starts at like, you know, midnight or something. But you know, where's my eyeshadow brushes? Oh. But yeah, that was the first time I worked that schedule, and I feel like it was good in a way, because like I'm up at that time anyways, and you know I would just do stalking and everything. But it felt weird because I'm not like, I don't know, like you would work that whole time and then you would go home at like 1 p.m. and then I would just be like, what do I do now? You know, because it's like unless you have time for running errands and, you know, doctor's appointments and stuff if you get off at 1 p.m. But I was just like, this is, I don't know, it just felt weird to me. Like I felt too tired to run the errands, you know, or too tired to do anything. And then my schedule was thrown off by that too, because if I gotta wake up at 4 a.m., that means I gotta go to sleep at like, you know, 8 or 9. But I still live like with my parents, so then, you know, my family wouldn't go to sleep till 10, so they would just be keeping me up. And then it's like I would be like barely getting enough sleep for real. So I would only do like an overnight job if I actually lived alone, because then I could just go home and take a nap, or actually go to sleep at like 5 p.m., or like even if like that affects the schedule or whatever, you know, I could just go to sleep whenever I wanted because no one's making a lot of noise. Working at a lab is crazy. I wish I was like smart enough to do something like that though. Like I was smart in high school. I feel like I got good grades and stuff, but I feel like once I got to college, I was like, what the fuck am I here for, you know? And I just lost all of my abilities of retaining information and studying and all that. I don't know how. And it's really funny because it's always the people like that, like they'll get good grades in school and then they either like they end up like, you know, working at McDonald's or like just like a random place. Whereas like you have the um the the stupid people, whatever, the people who didn't get good grades, they'll be doing like some high tech fancy job, or they'll be like a millionaire, or they'll just end up like way more successful than the nerdy type of person, you know? And it's crazy because having a degree, it doesn't really determine like how good of a job you'll get. And even in this economy, I've even seen people, they have like bachelor's degrees, but they can't get a job in their field, so they pretty much have to like dumb down their resume and take off the fact that they got a bachelor's, and then all of a sudden they have a job, because jobs aren't trying to hire people that are too smart, because then they know that you're gonna quit when like the bad stuff comes up. They know that you already have like self-worth, and you're like smart enough to see all the flaws, or like the sketchy stuff going around, or like you can think for yourself, not saying that people without degrees are stupid, but it's like it's just way easier, I guess, to manage people who have lesser education, I guess. um but yeah, it's been like, it's weird though, because I did try going back to school, but then I was like, what is the point? I'm paying all this money for a degree. Whole time I probably won't even be able to get a job in that field. Like it's crazy that we're in a space where people with entire bachelor's degrees and stuff, they can't even get a job, a good paying job that pays what they're worth, because if you're like out of high school, if you're out of college, you got like your bachelor's, your master's, and then you're not even getting paid like at least $20 an hour, or 25. I feel like it's just completely useless. Like you went to school for like 6 years, and they can't even pay you $25 an hour. So it's like, how are you gonna repay back your loans and everything, you know? So I don't know. So I guess growing up, I didn't feel like college was a scam or anything. But I feel like this day and age, I feel like it is now, only because we do have like a lot of technology and everything. People can literally get rich overnight from social media, and like the whole like AI is a thing now. So even if you want to be a doctor, there's a whole bunch of doctors, like future doctors, they're using like the cheating websites, and like the AI and Chat GPT, like blah blah blah. Like those are gonna be our doctors when we get older, And the thing is, like, cheating existed back in the day, obviously, but I feel like we were just cheating in like high school and stuff. Like you didn't really have whole ass doctors that were cheating, But I don't know. What am I trying to do with this makeup look, bro? Oop. Um. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. But I don't know. Like in high school, I was cheating. Well, actually, I don't even know. In some stuff, I was cheating, but like I couldn't imagine cheating in college and everything. Now that they have those things, how they like scan your essays, and they see if there's like plagiarism and all that. Like I couldn't imagine doing that stuff now. Like I feel like I would want to do it, but then like you're gonna get caught. So it's like, what's the point? It's like no foundation in here. I don't know how I be getting through these bottles so fast, and then I be ending up putting up on so much. Because if they say full face, I'm trying to give full face. But see, like, why does this already look so dark? Especially, it's gonna like oxidize. But I can't. So college now, I feel like it's kind of a waste of time if you have whole ass people with bachelor degrees aren't even putting it on their resumes. It's just like crazy, And obviously, it depends on what field you're gonna be in. But I don't know. So part of me is like, I'm glad I didn't really go back to school, like seriously to finish, because then I would still be in debt like even more. Like right now, if I left college, technically I dropped out of the other college I went to, but if I would have stayed, I would be like maybe like 60K in debt when I'm only like 20K technically. But then if you add the bills and my credit card, then that would be 30K, but still it's less than 60K, you know? And it's really sad they just be making us like go to school. I mean, technically nobody makes you go to college, but that's like the societal norm. Like the pressure is to go to high school and then you go to college and then you're supposed to pick what you want to do, blah blah blah. So, and then they expect us to make those kinds of choices when we're only 17, you know? And not everybody has parents to give them advice on what to do. I promise my makeup isn't this bad in person. That's how I always try to see it. Like, I'm doing my makeup in white light right now. It's not gonna look like this when I go outside. It's not gonna look like this when I'm inside. But I wish my vanity was faced like I have a window right here, and I wish my vanity could face the light and be in like, you know, natural lighting, but this vanity is too big to go there. Actually, I don't even know. I kind of built my vanity in this little corner to go right here, but I feel like it would definitely be. I wonder if it would be too heavy to face the mirror. I haven't even thought about that, or maybe it's too big. Cause this low key is a big vanity, and it was like $300, so I'm not trying to break it, even though I got it for free. But that's another story. But yeah, whenever I do my makeup, whenever I'm on live or filming a video, my makeup be looking shitty. And I'm like, damn, I got people watching me. Don't fail me now. Do you remember your dreams? That depends on what type of dream it is. Like mostly now, like I know dreams have meanings and stuff. So like sometimes I'll remember the ones that I had a lot during my childhood. Like there was one where I think like it was like I watched like 2012, you know, like disaster movies in general, and then I would have dreams about like my family falling through like earthquake or whatever, right? And then when I look up the meaning, it'll be like, yeah, like you're having these dreams because you're afraid of failure and letting your family down and blah blah blah, right? Like there's like all these secret meanings and everything, which is crazy to me because I'm like, y'all have time to make up these meanings for real? Or though there's one where, and the thing is, it's not even like a full dream, right? Like I it's just like a random like a 5 second dream for some reason. So I'll be thinking like, oh wow, I'll have like a dream where my teeth are falling out, and then when I look up the meaning to that, it says that I'm like I'm having money problems or whatever. So some dreams I remember, some I don't. There's some that I try to remember about other people, but then as soon as I wake up, it's like it's all gone. Your dresser came to life, bro. I don't know. I feel like mine aren't really about objects necessarily, and I be having dreams about other people all the time. But it's weird because it's mostly about people from my past. Because obviously I can't, I mean, I guess you can dream about people you never met, and it's like, foreshadowing type of aspect. But my dreams, it's weird because it takes place when I'm in college or something, like college age. But then I'll be dreaming about, what is that? I'll be dreaming about like a high school, like a middle school friend actually. And it's weird. Let me close my door real quick. It's too bright. But I'll be dreaming of like a middle school friend, and it'll basically age them like 10 years, you know? Like if I was like 14 when I met somebody, it ages them to where they're like 21 and they're on some kind of like adventure with me or something. And I'm like, this is weird because these are friends that I had in middle school. I have no idea what they look like now. So it's like, how is my brain aging them? Or it's like I'll have dreams about like people, and then I don't realize it until after I wake up. I guess like I'll go through the whole dream, and then as soon as I wake up, I'm like, wait, why was that guy from high school in my dream? Like, I haven't been to high school in like 10 years. Why was that guy from middle school? Like, or like I'll be like, that was the mean, popular girl in high school. Why is she in my dream? Like, why was I friends with her in my dream? Like, so I don't know if my memory is just pulling like random ass people to use as like characters in my story. But that's one thing that's always been like kind of weird to me. And then like there's all those theories about how if you dream about people, then they're dreaming about you or something like that. But those are all theories, So I don't know if I actually believe that, because then it's like why would the random popular girl be dreaming about me and she didn't even talk to me for real? So just stuff like that is like interesting to think about. Or how they say like when you are dreaming, you basically enter like a different universe or different we're entering like different dimensions, I guess, because you have dreams when you're younger or dreams when you get older. Or I've had dreams like where I've heard about dreams where people have entire kids, like you give birth to the kid and then you raise the kid and then you wake up and it was all fake, but then your heart is like sad because you realize that it's not real. But then at the same time, what if it was real? It's just in a different dimension, or like, you know, or how you hear women talking about they know the gender because they always dream about like a baby girl. But I don't know if I believe I don't know if I believe in the whole multiverse thing. I guess it is possible because, well, actually, I don't know. I'm like a scientific thinker, so like I only like believing in stuff that is like has an explanation to it. It's like I believe in aliens though because of how big the solar system is, and I feel like there has to be other forms of life out there, and they probably know about us because they're probably like more advanced or something. And whole time we probably know about them, but the government don't be telling us stuff, right? So I believe in like certain things where I'm like that has to be possible, like there's a good possibility of that happening. Or they say what is it, like Atlantis, like all of those like underwater cities or like underwater creatures. I'm like, yeah, that could be true, you know of how because of how big the ocean is. So I could definitely see that. But like certain things I can't believe in. Like I'm not religious just because I just can't believe in something I can't see. but I believe in the probability of things. Like there's a higher probability of aliens existing than Jesus, I guess, just because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But that's just how I'd be thinking. Um, but I don't know if I believe on like dreaming and going to a different universe because aren't haven't there been studies done about like what happens when we sleep? And it says like your brain kind of just goes into like quiet mode or something. I don't know. Hello, person. I don't know, something like that. But I don't know. I wish I had more time to like sit down and think, you know, because this is what I do. I do be thinking about this like on my own time, and sometimes I be like zoning out at work, thinking about things like that. But these things don't have any answers to things. Part of me is like, why am I doing my makeup so crazy just to go to the fucking bank? I would walk in there and be like, yeah, can I deposit this check? She's gonna be like, bitch, you need to put on a face full of makeup to deposit a check. Are you for real? Um, Fenty setting spray. But yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot of conspiracy theories when it comes to things, and it's weird because I'm like, we're literally just humans. We're literally weird creatures floating on a rock, you know, and we gotta pay bills. Like, you for real? Like, I don't know. But that brings me into the next topic. Why is it that for our lifetime we just gotta work for our whole lives and then retire and then die? You know, like I can't fathom that being the true definition to what life is. And I'd be mad because I'm like, I wish I would have grown up or existed in a different universe to where I didn't have to pay bills, you know? Like, how would it feel just to do nothing every day of your lives, you know? Or like, no one is pressured about beauty standards or how you look or anything. You know, I wish I could have existed at a different time and just to see what it feels like, you know? Because I just can't believe I'm going to work and then I just die in 50 years. And then the thing about death is that you never even know when that shit is gonna happen. That shit could happen tomorrow, you know? So I just be mad. Like, every time I see one of those cases, how it's like somebody like off themselves or something happened to them, car accident or kidnapping, like anything like that, where their lives ended at such a young age, I just be mad for them because I can't imagine going to high school and obviously like they don't know they're gonna die or anything, but like I can't imagine going to high school and then you just die, you know, like you didn't even experience what life is. Or even like kids who die when they're like super young, they didn't even get to experience life. All they knew was like going to school, or like all they knew was going to work. You don't know about like your future grandkids, or like just what it is to be retired and enjoy life, or even like buying things, you know, buying your own house, having your own family. It's like weird how people will just never get to experience that. But that's why I be hating the idea of dying, because it just happens so randomly, you know? And then you would think, like, as far advanced as we are, I wonder, like, me personally, I'd be wondering if they have the cure for death, or not the cure, but just like, I guess we have things to prevent death as long as possible. But realistically, nobody's gonna live to like 200 years old. But I wonder if that's just because we aren't up to like scientific like development to where we just haven't developed like more things to live longer, or maybe that is just the human lifespan to only live till like 110 maximum or something. But at the same time, we were dying faster in the past. So what if like in the future, like the lifespan is just gonna keep like extending, and then next thing you know, in 200 years, you have people living until they're 200, and then they're gonna look back and be like, wow, like people back in 20 were like their life expectancy was only like 90 years old or something, but now we're living until we're like 150 years old. So I just be thinking about those things. But obviously, I feel like we do have the cures to a lot of diseases. Obviously, like I know they got the cure to cancer already. Like that was a basic ass thing, and I know they have that. But it's this the way the world is, like everyone is so money hungry. So the government was like, yeah, we got the cures for all of these diseases. Like we could easily save the lives of so many poor people, or even rich people in general. But like, let's just keep the cure locked up and just keep the poor people paying for all of their medicines and the treatments, and we're just getting free money forever because we just won't give them the cure to certain things. You know, because realistically, I feel like cancer was probably easy for them to figure it out. Or like, what else? Like diabetes, um, literally anything that has to do with like internal like blood things, or like brain tumors, like literally anything, bro. I just feel like that was just so easy to them, and they already have that. That's why right now they probably already know aliens exist, right? But who the fuck is gonna admit that? If I was in the government, I wouldn't be telling everybody aliens exist, right? Because then you send the world into a panic, and then you have people trying to leave or whatever. Um, but no. So I'm sure they know that things exist. Thank you. Things exist like in the solar system, under under the oceans. Like they know. They know that already, but they're not gonna tell us that. That would be too easy if the government told us literally everything that they knew. Way too easy. And I feel like even when they say celebrities are paying for like fame, I guess, like how they say like celebrities are like sacrificing their family in order to get famous. I'd be thinking like, I don't think that's real. Like when a celebrity comes out and says like, oh, like my mom died, and then you have all these comments that are like, oh wow, like this celebrity just um like sacrificed her mom's death so she could become famous. I'm like, really? Like these people are trying to grieve their family members. So I don't believe that like famous people be sacrificing their family. But if anything, I do feel kind of feel like the humiliation ritual is probably true, but only to a certain extent, I guess. Like I think there was like they said Dwayne Johnson recently did a movie how he was like wearing a dress for like one of the things in his movie or whatever, but I'm like, Dwayne Johnson is already famous. So how is that a humiliation ritual? You know? Or it's like, do they have to keep doing it to stay relevant? I don't know. But I wouldn't agree to like stuff like that necessarily. Only if it's like somebody who's brand new and came out of nowhere, I guess. I don't know. Um, Another thing that I'd be thinking about is where do these famous people be coming from? Like all of these celebrities that randomly pop up, and it's like, oh, new celebrity was invented, and I'm like, where do they come from? Oh, like, because at first we had like at first years ago we had like Nicki Minaj, right? Like she was the main rapper, And now you have all of these little rappers popping up. And I'm like, where are they? Like, are they just inventing new people? Like, what is this? And of course, these people like existed their whole lives, and we just never knew about them, right? Because their music just never went viral or got popular or got streams or anything. But I'm like, how do these celebrities keep popping up? That's like the same with like Chapel Rowan, I think her name is. How she's like one of the newest right now. And I know she was probably famous like a while ago, right? And like probably just recently signed to an agency, or like maybe she just happened to get a hit song or something. But I'm like, why? Like, it's crazy how these people come out and they have like a whole persona, I guess, like how she paints her face with like white, and then she wears like, costumes or like whatever the fuck. And I'm like, it's just interesting that these celebrities be popping up, you know? And I'm like, where do they come from? But I feel like that's low key. I feel like it's because yeah, it's like a new celebrity every week for real. But I feel like it's because I wonder if the other celebrities, if they get like bored or whatever, and then they're like, oh, like hurry up and make a new celebrity so we can have some kind of like drama or competition or something, right? And then they basically like, go through their files, do some research, find somebody who's like somewhat talented with an interesting personality, and then they slap some kind of name on her, and then all of a sudden you got some new talent, right? Someone else that is going to be winning awards and entertaining us, I hate when people be texting me during lives because I'm not really trying to leave the lives. um but what's it called? But yeah, it's like a new celebrity every week, and I'm tired of it. Like, that's when I know I'm getting old, because obviously like each generation has their own level of celebrities and all of that stuff, right? um I know each generation has that, but that's when I know I'm getting old, is when like there's so much new people popping up out of nowhere. And I know that that's probably been happening since the beginning of time, but it feels like faster now, I guess. Like when I was little, there wasn't like new things so often. I feel like people back then were more talented, you know, more talented. And there wasn't like a lot of back to back releases on a new person. Yeah, like I'm only 26, and I'm on TikTok because I don't know, me personally, I think TikTok is for all ages, okay? But I'm on TikTok now, and I see the young people when they're using like their slang words, and I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? I feel like back then slang actually had a meaning. Like we were like, oh, that's really sick, like, or like that's dope. Like the slang words had some kind of correlation. Um who is calling my phone, bro? But the slang words had some kind of correlation to what was going on, right? But now kids have slang, and they say like, skibbity toilet, and I'm like, what the fuck? What is that? Like, what does that mean? And then of course you YouTube it, and it's like some fucking random weird ass video. Or even how kids these days, like back then we used to learn with like animated things. Like I used to watch like Blue's Clues, Barney, Dora, like stuff like that, right? But now they have real people doing this, right? Like you have Miss Rachel, or like Blippy, or whatever, right? And I only just now finding out about this stuff because I just recently worked with kids, right? So I'm like, it's interesting how you can just literally YouTube somebody, or you can like just search up like, oh, learning ABCs, and then it's some random adult using a baby voice, and they're like, oh, capital A, lowercase a, you know, they make up some kind of like little song. And then now you have a stranger on the internet teaching your kid who is getting paid for it at the same time, right? And I always thought that's weird to me. Because I guess it's not weird to the kids because the kids just see it as like some fun person dressed up as a character because they don't know the difference between, you know, real characters versus like, you know, the people or whatever. You know, same thing with like, you know, Santa Claus and that whole idea. But I'm like, it's weird because I don't know, like I've I don't know, maybe it's like a different age thing or whatever, but I have personally never thought about dressing in a costume or putting on a voice to teach kids, right? And like even if like I was a teacher and I've just never had that thought, and now I was like, oh, you know, maybe I could quit teaching or just make a YouTube channel to where I am teaching the new generation, you know, their alphabet or their numbers and shapes and colors. Like I've never had that thought. So I'd just be thinking like what goes on in these people's heads when you see grown ass men who are I've even seen like one with like an older man too. He probably looks like he's 70 years old. And you know, he's talking to kids like it's a whole ass production, you know? And I know it's good because like kids are still learning, but like the whole aspect of it is just always was weird to me. Where did my mascara go? But yeah, the whole concept was weird to me. Okay. Because like these older men, like it's a whole production, right? So they got like a whole ass camera set up, they got the green screen in the background, they got like the speakers, and they probably got like a whole production crew. And you're telling me that you're like a 70-year-old man making videos for kids, you know? And yeah, I know that not all men or not all these people are like weird or creepy or whatever, but you know, I feel like some of them have to be. Some of them have to be weird and like getting off to the fact that like, yes, like I have millions of kids watching me do the alphabet, like, you know, I feel like there's some creepy people out there like that, you know, because the whole world isn't innocent, you know. We got bad people everywhere. That's why, yeah, exactly, like we learned from Bill Nye. And I know Bill Nye, well, technically back in the day he wasn't that old, like now he's old, right? But back in the day, like, and isn't he like a real scientist too or something like that? Like he actually went to college and stuff like that. But back in the day, we would learn from him. And I know it's like the same thing, like how he's dressed like a scientist, but I'm pretty sure he was actually a scientist, and he just got like a Nobel Peace Prize or something. But yeah, I feel like back in the day he would do stuff, but the thing is he was doing like real life experiments, right? Like he was doing real life things and actually showing us how it happened, or like talking about it and describing it, and it was less of a green screen type thing. So I'm talking about like people nowadays, they don't do the real life things. Like you see more of them, they just have a green screen in the background and you have like the letters floating around and they're like, what is this? What is it? You know, is less work. But yeah, I feel like if I do have kids, I'm not gonna be letting them watch Miss Rachel or anything, because I feel like in the end they end up getting addicted to it, right? Like I've seen so many videos of babies and they're like, oh, like my baby doesn't even listen to me, they just listen to Miss Rachel, you know, or how they like perk up when they hear Miss Rachel's voice. Like I don't want my kid, that's like so robotic to me. Like it's kind of creepy. Like I know kids recognize like how they recognize their mom's voice, but to the point where your kid is recognizing Miss Rachel more than your own voice, like at that point, turn off the damn screen, okay? But at my old, the place I used to work, we had like limited screen time, pretty much. So technically it was like some, they claim to be like a fancy academy, but I'm like, y'all ain't really teaching the kids shit, right? Um so it's like, oh, my brushes are messed up. But we had like only 15 minutes of screen time allowed for the whole day, I think. Or maybe like 15 for the morning, 15 for the afternoon, right? And there would be some teachers there who would literally just sit the kids in front of a screen the whole time. And it's interesting because like the parents be paying money. Ugh. Final look. Why is my screen like that? But the parents be paying money for their kids to go to these schools because they think that the schools are going to be like, giving them healthy food, or the teachers are going to be like, good parenting them, or like you're not giving your kids any screen time. Whole time, half the day, kids are sitting in front of the screen. Because end of the day, it doesn't really, like, the school could have as many policies as they want, but it really comes down to how the teacher in that room is following the policy and stuff like that. But I'm about to go because this live was a whole hour, and then it's like 2 o'clock now, so I actually do gotta go run my errands before the buses come out at save to your channel. What? But I do gotta go before the buses come out because they be coming out at like 3:30 or something. Even though the bank is only 10 minutes away from my house. But yes, subscribe to me if you want to see more lives like this. I'll be trying to go live sometime. I don't know, later, but maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Bye.